We live once again with the general. We're gonna be talking about, some of the disrespect that we see on the internet. That a lot of it is blown clearly out of, way out of proportion. It needs to be addressed though. That's for sure. It's not something that does not need to be addressed. It needs to be addressed because I myself personally have run-ins with that type of mentality. You know, but that was an exception. That was not the majority. It was not the majority of the brothers and sisters from the motherland, or even from the Caribbean. I didn't have yeah, you gonna have certain people that got uh they got their stereotype beliefs about Black America. That's true. And so do we. We got our goddamn stereo. Half you niggas ain't never been to Africa. You see? Yeah, half you niggas ain't never been to Africa. You done met a nigga over here. And probably half of the goddamn continent glad the niggas that you have a run in with, they probably don't want to be around their ass neither. That's like a majority of these niggas over here. People don't really want to be around their ass, and people act like, quote unquote FBA and shit. That ain't broad enough interpretation for me. Because having, lineage, because you come out of, quote unquote indigenous and whatever that may mean. I'm not gonna get off into that so much. I'm not gonna get off into that so much. But but for people who believe they've been here at least since the founding, or before the founding of America, they was already over here and so on and so forth. But it's still, that's not enough for me, because a lot of motherfuckers religiously go one way, morally they go one way. And so everybody that might have a lineage that go back to early America, that don't mean I want to fuck with you. That don't mean shit. And so that ain't enough, because that right there is like, that's like a setup for a major crash. That's like a setup for a major crash. But, we see disrespect all the time. Motherfuckers disrespect me right here on the internet every motherfucking day, from right here, all over the world, though. You get your tools infused from everywhere where people don't like you. They gonna say whatever the hell they want to say about you. Motherfuckers come in there. Watch the fucking chat room. Motherfuckers come in, and I'm quite sure it's people from all over got something, they want to say to me. They might not like the way I cut into their Jesus. They might not like the way I cut into Muhammad. Some people don't like the way I cut into white people, and this, that, and the third. So, they come in and say all type of greasy shit. So, it ain't really about no one damn, no ethnic one, no continental African, or this, that, and the third. And so, yeah, if I had to blow shit up, it would be people from United States, Canada, goddamn everywhere on the planet. Somebody got something crazy to say. So say all of a sudden, you get these people that think a certain way because they've been raised like that. They've been raised like that. When you think about the Willie Lynch letter, and you think about the shit, that they, the strategy that they used in the Willie Lynch, you separate these niggas. You train one to think a certain way about the other one, and that's what you promote. That's just like the majority of people outside of America believe that we was all gangsters, that we was all drug dealers and hoochie mamas and shit. That's how they used to approach us. But who told them that? But at the same time, where did they get that shit from? They got it from the videos. They got it from the goddamn the movie. So that's what the fuck the videos was promoting. So if they was watching the goddamn videos, but I don't know when they was watching the videos, because we had a conscious era of rap too. So which ones was they watching? So but that's what really, I guess, that's what really sparked the mind, across the world when they finally got a chance to see black people rapping and shit. Maybe they came in on the 50 cents and the NWAs, the Scarfaces and the Ice Cubes and all of that. And maybe that's when they, got an opportunity, and maybe that's what the imagery presented, because that's what it do present. You can't get mad at no motherfucker if they looking at videos and they watching Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, and all of that. A lot of them, maybe they did think we was gangsters and shit, and we is to a certain extent. It ain't no motherfucking get. It's a lot of niggas in the hoods of America is gangsters. That's what they believe they is. Gangsterism and shit. Street niggas that do street shit. We know this. You see? Yeah, we know this. And uh, so we can't be mad. And when we get on motherfucking, when we watch TV about Africa and shit and all of that, uh, I mean, we see they want to show us the babies that's hungry and shit, and that's what the starving and famine and all of that. But Africa is built up now. Africa, then it ain't where it ain't where it's gonna be, but Africa is more developed today than it was just 10 years ago. Africa is developed. Okay, Africa is on the move, and so yeah, look where it's coming from. Look where it's coming from. People got to consider that. After Africa has been really pillaged, in the last 400-500, straight pillaged. So they, our people's on the continent is coming from a ways back. What's your motherfucking excuse? What's your motherfucking excuse? Why black people in America ain't moving faster than what? Yes, we got potential. Yes, we got some greatness. But shit, we supposed to be like, man, we supposed to be light years ahead of even where we at right now. We look at, the fallacies that niggas is believing in. Look at all the musicians. They saying these motherfuckers is broke. They saying they broke now, and these is the artists themselves admitting to the fact that all the contracts and all that ain't getting no motherfucker. You got to get out there and do concerts to get money today. You ain't getting no money off of no damn selling no streams. The goddamn company getting that. You know what I'm saying? You getting crumbs. You'll get a little, advance, a little advance money, so that you can get you some clothes and get you, pay you, get you pay your apartment off so you have somewhere to stay, and this, that, and the third. But other than that, that's what that's for. But to really get some money out here today, you got to have, you got to be doing concerts and shit. So a lot of these motherfuckers out here, because the fallacy is fell in. They had opportunities to invest in themselves and shit, but and when they did, they was acting crazy, death row, and look at the shit that Bad Boy and shit. You had two two companies that was doing some things, and both of them imploded with all that bullshit. They had an opportunity. Pac got killed, and Biggie got killed and shit. Shit, you can't even make no money because you niggas can't separate the gangster shit from the business. Y'all want to live like crazy people, even when you're getting money or trying to get money. And so, but to our peoples out there, and America is a very, it is a violent place. I know that for sure, and I know that what I fear is that when people become disrespectful of each other, shit could lead from one thing to another. And to our people over here, that's coming from overseas, no matter what you believe, Black America is, the Black Americans run America as far as black people. You see, that's it. And when you try to step outside of that, you know, it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly, and that's not what I'm just saying. Don't put yourself in no predicament like that. Don't do that. Because once that's crazy. That's what I don't want. I want peace and prosperity for our people. But since both of them, our peoples is beefing on both sides of the goddamn ocean for whatever reasons. They all, tribe. Motherfuckers say Black Americans not tribal. Black Americans is tribal as fuck. They tribal as fuck. I don't know why people say Black Americans. Man, Black Americans just as tribal as them niggas over there on the continent. For sure. From block to block. You understand? From school to school. Man, please. Get the fuck out of here. So, just to, people can run their mouth and shit and whatever. But, man, this shit, hey, man, I guess y'all motherfuckers don't learn. All these niggas everywhere is crazy. Because y'all get to talking shit to each other over in Africa. That's what y'all doing. Niggas talk shit, but you hear. It ain't like that. That's the one thing I can say. You're here, though. You didn't brought, you can already see the shit in Africa. And this is out of love. You know what I'm saying? I could see everybody. And, I put the mirror up. The mirror show everybody doing damn near the same thing. But I have to address the situation so that peoples is safe. Peoples from Africa and the Caribbean, we see y'all beefing. Niggas beefing all over and then you come over, you come across the ocean. Now I know a whole lot of African people. They just here to work. They ain't involved in this dumb shit. They're not even on no internet. They ain't doing none of that dumb shit. So you got your areas of niggas that like to beef. That's it. They like to run their motherfucking mouth on both sides of the ocean. That's what they want to do. They want to keep chaos up. But, you can't bring that type of mentality across the water and then come over here. It's different when niggas here. I mean, okay, it's still just going to be the same outcome. But if, Black Americans get the feeling that you're going to talk greasy and, a certain sector of motherfuckers talk greasy and then, you get, a lot of people may come to the internet and address that and you hear, oh my God, this, you can see niggas is already beefing from where they at. So, what the fuck is y'all gonna do? You gonna come to America? Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that. Come get your paper. Sit your ass down somewhere. Be quiet. Because if you rile these niggas up, because y'all already beefing at the crib. Then you come over here and you ain't got up out of that shit. And these niggas already beefing about whatever they beefing with. But if they get a new beef and it's saying that, man, a certain group of people want to come to America, talk greasy, talk shit, and whatever. If this ball get to rolling, man, I could tell you, man, where the shit gonna end. Real talk. And you know where it's gonna end. And you should know, like I said, I know how to move. I know how to move. All while I was doing, I do my lectures. Niggas might be talking shit. You know what I'm saying? When I come to town and shit, but I show respect. I try to show respect, but it's always some nigga of other organization don't like what I'm saying. They don't like what I'm saying. And motherfuckers used to, try to say shit, yeah, you come in them town, huh, nigga? Well, I'ma see me, nigga. See me. You know, that's why I don't, I don't disrespect nobody's city. I show love. I try to vibe with the people that got good sense. You know what I'm saying? And show a common respect and dignity for the people inviting me in. I don't come in nobody town and talk greasy about what the fuck niggas gonna clean your ass up. They gonna clean your ass up. That's just what it is. So that's my advice. And not and don't get it stuck and then have to go overseas. See, we don't want that because we want to be able to go overseas. You know, we want to be able to go overseas and chill with the family and shit. We don't need all this unnecessary beef. You know, yeah, you got to respect everybody where you go. That's just common sense. You don't show up in no another man's house and start talking shit. That just gonna end bad for you. You can't out you outnumbered first and foremost. You outnumbered by a whole lot. So that just ain't gonna go well for you. But that ain't got nothing to do with pan-Africanism or none of that. What peoples is talking out there, that's bullshit. Y'all niggas got a beef with something else. Y'all niggas love white Jesus. And that's what it is. And the pan-Africanism, pan-African scholarship jumped on your white Jesus, your white Muhammad and all that. And your niggas is mad. So you need to tell the truth of really why you upset. And so what you trying to do, you trying to scandalize pan-Africanism by saying every motherfucking African is a pan-Africanist. No, they not. Majority of damn Africans is either Christians and damn Muslims. That's what they is. And they can't practice, and that's why, and people say, man, how can they get, because they not pan-Africanists. Pan-Africanism is a holy order. You ain't gonna have no majority of people in no damn group like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just like almost like but I'm not comparing how they move. You know what I'm saying? Like a fraternity, a sorority, or an order like that's based on intellectualism. Now we know that's not what it is. But the majority of peoples at the university are not in fraternities and sororities. The majority, I don't believe, is in no fraternity. That is a smaller grouping within the major group. You feel what I'm saying? And so when you start talking about the higher consciousness of pan-Africanism, when people begin to talk crazy about the other African and black people right there, that right there excludes you from being a pan-Africanist. Because that's fundamentally what it is. And you can't, and you got some roguish belief about black people in America, that right there, you know, that right there, it cuts you off, from being a pan-Africanist. But anyway, family, we're gonna keep moving. We just getting started today. We just getting started today. We're gonna roll through. Come on, black. Get down there to Patreon. Click that link. Boom. We got fire over there, man. That damn page is burning up. We got a lot of Too Raw for YouTube over there. I'll see y'all in a minute. Black Power.